Alright guys, so we're working on sadness and sorrow, and we're going to work on measures 1 through 22. So as you can see looking at the score, most of this section is woodwinds, and it's a lot of eighth notes and a lot of solos. So if you brass players, tune out for a second and we're going to come back to you. The secret to making this song successful, and we're doing the whole first half, the whole concert, A flat key signature. So you've got to subdivide. You've got to divide your beat into eighth notes, and you've got to count this as eighth notes, as if it was for your life, okay? The first thing that I would do if I was playing this song, since we're not as familiar playing in concert A flat, is I would go through and mark the notes. Clarinets, B flats and E flats. Saxophones, you've got B flats and F naturals. Those F naturals are going to catch us just as much as the B flats. Make sure that you have gone ahead and done that. All those accidentals in your key signature, okay? Then we're going to take the metronome and we're going to count through some of these parts, okay? So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller and we're going to pick a couple measures. This is quarter note equals 60. Not super fast. There's our eighth note. Let's start at measure 1 with the first clarinet part. 1 and 2 and counting, and it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's that section there. Now, if you're using your metronome and you're subdividing, you're going to be able to easily feel where the ties are, because you see there's a tie right here and there's a tie right here. So that's where we get that 1 and 2 and because the tie, here's beat 3, so that's the and it's all of beat 4, okay? So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Then when we get to this section here at measure 3, a lot of people are going to see this again. You've got rest and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? So that's how we count all of those rhythms there. Now, let's pick another part. Let's go to the second clarinet part. Now, thirds, you guys have whole notes, along with the bass clarinet and the bari sax. But second clarinets, your rhythm is 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and. You just got to make sure that you're subdividing that part. Altos, if we look down here, tenor sax, you have the same part as second clarinet. And thirds, you sometimes have that. It just depends on where we're at in this song. Now looking at the alto parts, you guys have rest, 2 and. Notice that it's part of the first clarinet's part. Then you've got 1 and 2 and. You have rest, 2 and rest, 2 and. So if we were counting that, it would be 2 and 2 and. All right, so bass clarinet, 1 and 1, 1. Watch those E flats, and make sure that we are playing them the right notes. Now, tuba in the 8th grade class, you guys will be playing this part. It's the same as the bass clarinet because we don't have bass clarinet in that class, okay? Mallets, you guys need to work on this at home. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and Even though you don't have a vibraphone, you can learn it on your bell kit for right now, okay? All right, so now to the tricky part. 1 and 4 and 1, 2, 1, 3 and 4 and this right here, 1 and 4 and 1, 2 is where you just gonna have to subdivide and split up that beat. 1 and it's not fast, okay, guys? All right, keep it on looking forward. Measures that might trip us up. The flutes you repeat. So these are grace notes. Ba-da-dum. So this will be 1, ba-da-dum. Is how you would play that note, okay? Clarinets, your rhythm stays the same. And 2 and 3 and 4 and now look at this measure right here. Everybody, let's see if we can figure out what the counts are. So we have a rest on 1. This is the and 2 and it's a tie, so it's going all the way to beat 3, and then 4 is included in this. It's that same rhythm except we don't have a beat 1. And 2 and 2 and 2 and. Make sure you hold the and right here, this one, for a full beat and a half. This one's only a quarter note. This is a dotted quarter note, so this is longer. And 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That rhythm right there is going to trip us up because of that dotted quarter note, okay? And you see it's the same rhythm again here, all right? Now, let me play just a little bit of this for you so you can hear what it's supposed to sound like. I'm going to play the first clarinet part, and then I'll play the tenor sax part. So, here we go. Stop right there. There was a little glitch because I turned the page, I'm sorry. Now the tenor sax and the other melody part right there, it's going to sound like this. Notice I push that all the way to the bar line. You want to make sure that you give it the full value. Now, horn, trombones can double this part right here. It's going to be and. So you just need to take that quick breath on 1 and come in on the and. 1 and. In order to make that happen all together, we're going to have to be subdividing when I'm counting off. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right? And same thing for triangle. You're going to have to subdivide. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 in order to make that happen on time. All right, brass players, let's get to where you come in at 12. So you've got this underlying part here. Bass clarinet. Woo, that's so pretty. Flutes, clarinets, you guys stay with pretty much with the same melody right there. Bass clarinets, you and the tuba have this part right here. Pick up to 12. Starting right here. 1, 2, 3. Wrong note. throat. So while you don't have a whole lot of black notes happening, as we call them, a lot of that melody part, your part is extremely important to the actual song happening. So look at this, guys. If you look at this part right here at 12, you have clarinets playing, and 2, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 4. We're literally taking flutes and clarinets and alternating them with flute, altos, and oboe. And underneath that are the chords. This structure right here and where the notes change is the most important thing to making the song successful. You've got to practice this, and you've got to practice it with a tuner. That gnarly D flat that we don't like, that's in this key signature, we got to make sure that we know exactly where that D flat is, baritones. You can't miss that pitch. It's got to be in tune. We've got to make sure we have these A flats where they're supposed to be. So when you're practicing this, it looks boring and easy. But what you've got to do is practice it with your tuner and make sure that it's in tune and you have a good sound, okay? So your assignment this week is to go all the way to the key change, or to work on all the way up to the key change. Make sure that you are checking those accidentals. Alto saxophones, don't miss that these are F naturals. And clarinets, don't miss that these are E flats. Those are going to be the notes that we miss the most, okay? All right, guys, have fun with this song. This is our pretty piece, and you get to all play it together. So enjoy practicing it this week.